Danger's my middle name. Hey guys, welcome to my review of Casino Royale. So since Spectre's coming out next month, I thought it would be really fun to go over all the Daniel Craig James Bond movies. You know, I'm not going to be able, I just don't have time to go over the entire James Bond franchise. That's like 24 movies. So we're just going to stick to the Daniel Craig movies. So just remember, spoilers do lie ahead.
So this is actually my first time sitting down and watching the Daniel Craig James Bond movies. I never really had the urge to want to sit down and watch these ones. And, lots of the other James Bond movies for that matter. So that is until Skyfall came out. Then after that, everybody was telling me, you have to see Skyfall, you have to see Skyfall. So now I'm finally going to sit down and watch these movies, just to get to Skyfall.
So the story for this movie takes place in James Bond's early career. This is right before he gets upgraded to his 00 status. So in the movie, he's got to stop a terrorist from winning a poker game and winning a whole bunch of money and basically funding so he could buy nuclear weapons or something and take over the world. So for the characters in this movie, we got Daniel Craig as James Bond, we got Eva Green as Vespa Lynn, and Mads Mikkelsen? I think Mads Mikkelsen. He played Hannibal Lecter on the new Hannibal series as Le Chief. So for the good things in this movie, first off, I really like Daniel Craig as James Bond. From what I've read, he's really like the first actor to truly nail the character out of the Ian Fleming books, which is really good. And it was nice to see James Bond as an actual human being. Like, he had emotions and everything. Like, even though, yeah, we'd all love to be a unstoppable sex machine that gets to kill people for a living as a secret agent. After a while, I must admit, it did kind of get boring in the other movies. But this one, like, it shows that he's a human being. He has emotions. He's a three-dimensional character. And it's cool that they really address the fact that this kind of life takes a toll on you and everything, and that on somebody's mentality, physically and mentally and everything. And Eva Green as Vespa Lynn was also really good. I liked her performance because she wasn't just a pretty face in the James Bond movie. She actually felt like she had a point compared to a lot of the other female leads in James Bond movies. Like, she was also a three-dimensional character. Like, and I actually cared when she died in this movie. I didn't want her to die. It's like, oh, I actually wanted her to survive and her to stay with James Bond. Like, that's how much of a better character she was compared to a lot of the other Bond girls in other movies. The action in this movie is also really good. I love it. Every single, like, I know it suffers from a little bit of that parkour thing. Like, parkour is in, like, every action movie now. But it's all great because all the effects, the sets are all practical. The stunts are real. And it makes it just so much better and way more entertaining because it feels like they're actually endangered. I'm wondering how they pulled off some of these shots, some of these stunts, and it just really does a great job of giving you that Bond feel. For the bad things in this movie, the only thing I really have to say is that the bad guy, played by Mads Mikkelsen or whatever, the Le Chief character, I felt he was kind of underdeveloped, and I wish that the villain of the movie did have a little bit more development behind him, because I think that would have made his character a little bit more powerful, So I just really wish they would have developed the bad guy a little bit more.
Overall, I really like this movie, more than I thought I would. I've seen some of the earlier Sean Connery and Roger Moore James Bond movies, and while I like them, they really did make the character feel boring because, well, it's the same thing every movie. This James Bond felt more like a person and was more relatable. This really feels like the first James Bond to nail the character out of the Ian Fleming books. And to me, Daniel Craig looks the closest to the original James Bond drawings. Watching this movie makes me look forward to Spectre even more. I give it an 8 out of 10.
So that's it for me. As always, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links are in the description below. And remember, I waste my money so you don't have to. And stay tuned, more James Bond videos are yet to come.